Well, the other day I posted a montage of my most epic challenge to date, the 100,000 steps in a 24-hour period. And today I thought I'd just talk about the challenge a little bit more. I know some people had some questions, and I thought I'd go ahead and clear those up today. The first question is, why on earth would you do this? Well, ever since I got my Fitbit and I started collecting those badges, I gotta admit, it was kind of addictive, and to get 100,000 steps in a day had always been a goal of mine. And I always said when I got to 100,000 subscribers, I'd go ahead and I'd give this challenge a go. I'm not quite there yet. I'm pretty close. I'm about a little under 90,000, but I was on vacation. I thought, what the heck? I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try. And so I kind of prepared myself leading up to it, and I rested the day before so I could start right at midnight. And so that is one of the big reasons why I would want to do this challenge. Would I ever do it again? No, probably not. It is a very, very difficult challenge, and I can't foresee that I would ever do this again. But speaking of the 100,000 subscribers, like I said, I'm a little under 90,000 right now. What I'm going to do when I hit 100,000, I'm going to give away a Fitbit, just like the one that I wear, probably the updated model though. And I'm going to give it away to somebody who comments on this video. So if you want to win that, make sure, one, you're subscribed, and two, that you have commented on this video. I'm going to pick one of the people who comment on this video, and I'm going to send them a new Fitbit just like the one that I wore. So my previous record before this day, I had walked a little over 41,000, and that day it felt like I walked all day. But clearly not, because like I said, this time I started out at midnight, and I found that I was getting about 6,000 steps per hour, which I think is right around about 3 miles per hour walking pace. And I started at night, which was great. There was nobody out. The weather was so cool and nice. And I live around a golf course, so I kind of stuck walking around my neighborhood, which around my neighborhood is about 5 miles. And when it was nighttime, I'd actually go out and I'd walk on the golf course. So that was kind of neat. The moon, it was about like a half moon or so I could kind of see pretty well. And you could hear like the frogs croaking around the pond and the crickets chirping, but there wasn't a whole lot of human noise at all. And it was just an awesome time to walk around and to think. So that was my favorite part about this challenge. I loved walking at night. That was just a fantastic time. So another question I got was, did I eat? Yeah, like I just mentioned, I was right around my house all the time. So when I would get hungry or I'd need to go to the bathroom, I just stopped by real quick, I grabbed something, and then I kept on moving. Except around the lunchtime. I did take a little bit of a break around lunchtime because I was just absolutely exhausted. By the morning, I had already crushed my previous record, and so I was more steps than I'd ever walked before. My feet were already just hurting, and that's another question I get is, how did I feel the next day? Well, it's actually kind of the next few days, because those next few days, my feet were pretty tender, my shins, my knees hurt. I mean, everything pretty much hurt. My lower back really started to hurt, and I was pretty sore for the next few days. But I kind of worked myself up to this challenge. I had been walking a considerable amount leading up to this, and it's pretty normal for me to get around 15,000 steps a day, and 20 to 25,000 is really not that uncommon. I do walk quite a bit, so I'd already kind of prepared myself for what it was going to take to do this. Now, the staying up as long as I did to complete it was something that was a little bit new, but I was kind of at least physically prepared for this challenge. Now, mentally, it's a whole nother challenge, because once you get to, around 50,000, you are like, I'm ready to be done. But once you get to 50,000, I mean, heck, you can't stop there. You just got to keep going. And it was kind of interesting getting the badges. I mean, because I had already got the one at the 40,000 steps, but then I continued to get them, and it was kind of a little more incentive to finish the challenge, because, I mean, you got to this point, when else am I going to get up to this point? So I kept going, I kept collecting those badges, and I got every single one of them now. So in total, I walked a little over 53.5 miles. That is over 2 marathons worth of walking. So when I got to my house, I was around 98,000 steps. So I had to get about 2,000 more, but I just decided I'm going to go ahead and go around the neighborhood one more time. So it's 5 miles. And so when I got halfway around the neighborhood, I hit the 100,000 mark. So then I had to walk all the way halfway around to get back. So that's how I ended up with over 105,000, why I didn't just stop at 100,000. So when I started this challenge, I weighed 197.4 pounds. And when I finished it, I came home, I took a shower, I went to bed, and then I weighed myself the next morning, and I weighed 192 pounds. Now, not all of that was fat weight. A lot of it was actually water weight. I think in total, I burned a little over, 6,000, I'd have to look at the exact stats, 6,000 calories from walking. And when you count in my basal metabolic rate, I think I was kind of around 8,500. So that's about how many calories I burned for walking the 105,000 steps, which is pretty incredible, really. Your body is very efficient at using the energy that it has. I would have thought that, walking that much, as active as I was that day, I was like, man, I'm going to get over 10,000. But that just was not the case. It was just a shade over, 8,500. So my advice for anybody who wants to try to compete this challenge is definitely work yourself up to it. This is likely not going to be something you're just going to be able to go out and to do. You're going to have to make sure that your feet are conditioned for this kind of walking, or else you're going to get blisters and it's going to take you out real quick. It's very easy to get injured in this kind of a challenge. You just exert yourself so much. There's so much to it. So definitely work yourself up to it. Well, hopefully this video has inspired those who are interested in trying this challenge to go ahead and go for it. I'm going to go ahead and show you the montage again in case you missed it or you want to see it again. And don't forget, if you want to enter to win the FitBit giveaway that I'm going to do when I hit 100,000 subscribers, be sure to subscribe and comment below. I'm going to pick one of the commenters. All right, here's the montage.